Okay, you are live. And you are good now.
We're live?
Yep, we are live.
Hi, everybody. We're late again, as usual. Now, we're having some technical difficulties over here, but we have two special guests today, and we need to get through this stuff so we're not late for the box mountain bike thing. It's supposed to be at 12:30. Probably going to be late on that one for everybody. Hi, Robert. I know you're always here. Sorry we're being late. I'm just teasing you, Robert. Anyway, we're going to talk to Sean Day first, and then we have a special guest after that. So let's bring Sean in, and let's start talking to him since we're a little bit late. And I got some questions for Sean. He was here a few months ago with Olivia.
Okay, just sent an invite.
Oh, I guess
There you go.
is he there?
Yep, he is here.
Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Cool. Sorry we're late. We had some technical difficulties. Us old guys don't know how to use smartphones or something like that. But anyway, we want to talk to you for a little bit. We want to know about Sean Day. Talk about yourself, what you do, what you're doing, what your goals are, and a little bit of background on your BMX. Can you do that for us?
Yep. Um, so basically, since 6 years old, I've always loved riding bikes, and that was the first day I actually went out to the track was when I was 6.5, closer to 7, to River Valley BMX down in Sumner. It's a iconic track for the people that know who Gary Ellis is, actually.
Yeah.
Um, And ever since then, it's been an upward motion of success and lots of races ever since that day, and many, many titles, many losses, and many, many challenges. So,
Cool. So since you were 6, how old are you now?
17.
Wow, yeah, awesome. All right, cool. Hey, so everybody wants to know about your training routine. What does Sean Day do on a daily basis to train, bike maintenance? What do you do to be the hero and star you're becoming? What do you do with the?
Um, well, I just started training with a new coach, the head coach of USA Cycling, German Medina.
Yeah, we know.
It's been very consistent. It's been a bit of a build up since the beginning of the year. I had a crash at the beginning of the year, which set me back about a week, and I could have continued through it, but I figured I should take the week off since I had a concussion during that time. And since then, it's been ramping up a lot recently to lead up to Worlds. There's been a lot of two-a-days. There's been a lot of super hard gym sessions and track sessions and sprint sessions. As for bike maintenance, to make sure the bike stays good and working right, I just try to make sure it's as clean as possible. Here in Washington, the indoor track's pretty dusty, so I try to clean it out as often as possible to make sure the bearings stay fairly good. So when I go to a national, they don't fail on me. Um, but that's never happened yet, so I think it's all good so far.
Cool. Now, being in Washington, the indoor tracks are kind of important because you guys get a lot of rain up there. So you ever train outside, rain comes, you guys go in and don't ride in the mud. I know I raced in Washington in 1979. We raced a mud race, man. So
Yeah.
so you have to stay away from it. You have a lot of indoor tracks, or you have a lot of outdoor ones as well.
We have plenty of outdoor tracks in the Northwest as a whole, but in the Northwest as a whole, we only have one indoor track that stays built all year round, and that's Peninsula Indoor BMX that was just uh, took over again by some new operators and completely revamped, remodeled, and everything else. So now it's a super great facility. But yeah, that's the only one we've got in the entirety of the Northwest, besides one in Idaho and one in Oregon. And those two are only the seasonal tracks. Those aren't the all year round open tracks.
Okay, cool. Well, at least you get to ride some. That's the important part because I know up there where it rains a bunch and stuff. So anyway, everybody wants to know your tricks. And what give some tips to the viewers on what you do to get ready for a race. Yeah, upcoming racers want to know how Sean Day is doing it. So, like you said, what is it you have some tips or tricks to get other kids to be like Sean?
To be completely honest, even though I've been racing nationals since I was 7 years old, it's been very stressful. Even a local race to me is stressful, and it's kind of unreal to me that a local race is stressful. But the only thing that I can really give advice to people about is you just have to stay in the moment. Like you can't think about what's going to happen in this corner in this race, and you can't think about that race in general. You just have to try to stay in the moment as possible and just live life. It's just, it's if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You win, great, congratulations. You accomplish another goal of yours. If you lose, you just have to go back to the drawing board after the races and then make a new plan, continue the plan, just do something else
Yeah.
to see if it'll work. It's a trial and error sport. It really is.
Yeah, I think that's come from a true winner right there. That statement like that. Be where your feet are is kind of what you're saying. You make mistakes, you learn from those, and you try to keep going. So I think that's really good advice, Sean. Glad to hear it. For a 17-year-old, you're doing great, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us some experience you've had at going around the world. I know you've been outside the country. You've been all over the United States as a young guy. Tell everybody what it's like to be that person. Maybe share a couple of fun experiences as you're traveling around out there.
Yeah, definitely traveling is my most favorite part of the whole BMX th thing as a whole, especially traveling out of country. I absolutely love Scotland. I loved France.
So,
I've been to Canada several times, living in the Northwest. We go to a lot of the Canadian races up there. And those were super fun too. Just being in another country in general is super fun because it's like third world to you. It's completely different. The food's different. Depending on where in the world you are, you're on the different side of the road, and all the accents, languages. It's all super interesting. There's never a time where, you're bored and looking at your phone all day. It's if you're out and about, you look left, you see a group of people doing a act out in front of the Eiffel Tower. You look to your right, you see some guys doing other things. You see all these different little food spots that are super interesting. Um, so for world traveling, I love it. I've been to, I think, 26 out of 50 states in the United States. So I've seen a lot of it, and every state is definitely different. It depends on where you're at in the state sometimes, but for the most part, everything's different. Like Florida is far different than Georgia, and then Rock Hill, South Carolina, it's far different than Florida and Georgia. Everything's different. Everything has its own little tweak to it. But
right.
yeah, I mean, going to the same places over and over again doesn't get too boring, actually. It's still interesting every time I go to the same location.
Well, I love that because I had similar experiences, and I think when you get older, as you quit racing, always trying to live that lifestyle. So you'll see that when the racing dies down, you'll start to find that then you love what you're doing. You love going out of the country, which and when you said about the food, yeah, that's something that anybody's never left the country don't understand really what it's like to go outside of America. So cool. I'm really happy you get to do that, John. So, hey, so we got any questions for Sean or Sean? Any questions on his side? So let's open it up and let some people ask Sean some questions. Chloe,
I'm looking.
she's looking. We were late. No Robert Cardoza. Maybe
He's here. He's
he's here.
Yeah, he said hi.
Hey, Robert. I said earlier. You're like the biggest. We know you're always here. So.
La Casita says hi from Rincon Mountain Bike Pro Shop, Puerto Rico.
Hi to me or Sean?
To Sean, probably.
Cool.
Evan Douglas, hi, Pools. Evan Douglas, I love you.
All right. Sean's got some fans.
Dancing Spirit Warrior, OTE Bikes, Dunedin,
Yeah,
Florida.
OTR bikes or OT?
OTE.
Okay.
Okay, Captain Bikes, yes, box, ready rocks. Anyone have any questions for Sean? What's your problem intake on a daily?
Problem intake. I mean, like I said, living in the moment's the best way to get through the day, in my opinion. So when a problem arises, I have to only focus on that problem to get it fixed or get it through, get it done, whatever. And then I just move on to the next thing. And if I can't get to something that day that I had planned on getting to, then I just say, oh well, get it done first thing the next morning, and then continue with next morning's task.
Cool.
When are you turning pro?
That's a good question. I've had many people ask me that, and I've wondered myself too. I think I've got the plan to stick to 1720 for this year and then next year, unless of course I won basically every 1720 race remaining in the year that I'm going to. So unless I just won everything and found it to be too easy, which it's not because 1720 is the hardest class in the sport and it's a gamble every time, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
What are your long range goals?
Make it to the Olympics. Hopefully medal as well. I would love to get a medal at the Olympics. I go step by step when I go to these races. So at Worlds, first goal, make the semi. Second goal, make the main. Third goal, win. And then I just go like that with everything.
Cool.
Okay. Next one kind of follows that. When will you go to the Olympics?
My goal is 28. 28 will be a little bit difficult as I think a lot of the pros that are racing today will still be racing then, like Cam Wood, and he's a pretty guaranteed spot in my opinion for the Olympic riders. And if we can get our quota up for the amount of riders we can send to the Olympics, it'll make it a little bit easier, but that's not upon me. So
National one this year?
I'm not really after the national title this year. It would definitely be nice to get it. In the 1720 class, you can stack up points in two races to be at the top for the remaining of the year, if say it's mid-year. But my focus right now is primarily Big Hill and World, so any nationals are kind of on the down low for the moment.
Big Hill, man, good goal.
Having ridden aluminum and carbon, can you give your thoughts on the difference, if any?
Uh, if we're talking about carbon and aluminum rims, I personally don't notice a difference. It's not like changing your crank size or bar size. And so to me, it's just maybe the ounces of weight that I personally don't notice. I know some others notice it pretty frequently, depending on who it is and how heavy the difference is, but I don't notice any differences in hardly anything.
Toby, when are you coming to visit us at Rincon, Puerto Rico?
Oh man, I want to go to Puerto Rico soon. Huh? We'll maybe next year. This year's really busy, but maybe next year we'll have a reason to come see you.
Okay. Who would be your desired company to ride for when you turn pro?
Well, that's a good question. I would I feel like I would love to be kind of like Elise Post and how she has all of her people sponsor her, and it's not exactly like she rides for just a team as an amateur would. I think that having a plethora of people like Box, Radio, Full Tilt, Bike Shop, um, obviously there's lots of out of BMX companies I'd like to work with, but sadly BMX is not the largest sport in the United States, so it's a little difficult to get people like them. But yeah, so
So, anything else,
I guess
people?
last question. Carbon aluminum frame differences.
That's
That's
what
that was the
I
question.
wanted to know the same thing.
carbon aluminum frame differences, it's again, it's not another thing that's like going from crank size, a bigger crank size to smaller bar sizes. The only thing I noticed from an aluminum after riding a carbon for a year was only on Oldsmar Big Hill with the first jump, it seemed like it flexed a lot more than the carbon did. But that was the only difference I ever noticed between the two.
Cool. Good. I needed to know that answer too, so I'm glad to hear it from you. So, all right, everybody. We had Sean. We want to know. We want him to give out a shout out to his sponsors. We also want him to give us his Instagram handles and stuff, so you guys go follow Sean and hang out with Sean and see his career develop. So why don't you give a shout out to your sponsors? Tell us your handles so everybody can come see you and hang out with you and get your followings up there and yeah, just let's go out with that. Just tell everybody how to find you and give a shout out to your sponsors.
Yeah, you can find me on primarily Instagram at elsuave024, or you can look at my YouTube, which is just my name, Sean Day, and then that's the only two primarily social media things that I work with. Um, and then I like to just give shout outs to Full Tilt, obviously, for making sure I can get to all these places, and Box as well for helping me with all of these part orders and helping with figuring out what parts I need to run and what sizes and everything, considering that I don't run a normal bar size. Bar size was a one thing that was very difficult for me to get used to. So thanks to Box again for helping me figure out the bars. I'd like to give a shout out to Promax as well for the cranks that they've been providing me, and then Radio as well for the amazing frames that they've been able to give me the past several years.
Cool. You got one more thing, Chloe, or we're good?
Oh, there is a question, I guess. How do you balance your race life and your social life? Do you have a girlfriend?
Ooh, is that a
Um,
woman?
yes, I have a girlfriend. She lives here in Washington, and she doesn't race. She used to, but not on the national scene like I do currently. Um, how I balance it is I just wake up in the morning. It's a simple way of doing it for me is just wake up in the morning, do school first, then go train because mom's rule is you don't have good grades, you don't race.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And after I train, I either sit down or go do work on the house and then go train again at the track or do sprints or whatever it might be. And then sit back down again, eat dinner, and go to bed. It's a very simple little process I have going. So,
Cool. Well, thanks for that question, Robert. And we're gonna say goodbye to Sean here in a second and bring in another special guest. So everybody hang out with us here while we say goodbye to Sean, and then we'll bring in. I'll introduce the next guest here in a second. So Sean, thanks for being here with us. Love to have you. We're really proud of you to ride for Box, and we wish you all the luck in that Olympic dream.
thank
Right, buddy?
you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Sean. Thanks for having us.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, Chloe, she's moving stuff around. All right, everybody, so we have a special guest today. We kind of threw this together at the last second. Jeff DeVito from JD Cycles. Is he on there?
He
We
is
can see
on.
him. So hi,
Yep, we
Jeff.
can see him now.
Glad to have you here. So Jeff and I have been working together for, I don't know, 25, 30 years. I mean, then we go way back to the BMX racing days and stuff. So, but Jeff and I have been working closely on helping the dealers and distribution efforts that we're trying to have here because we really feel it's strong. Very important, the dealer network and of course the distribution network for the dealers of having the right parts, having the deals and stuff. And when a kid calls here and he gets a fork and doesn't know how to put on his bike or needs to cut the steer too, man, you gotta go see the dealer. You got to embrace that dealer support, right? Because here in this building, there's no way we can help you put that fork on your bike. So that's when the dealers become really, really important. And without JD Cycles, it's difficult for us to take care of the dealers because we're such a busy company. We're the manufacturer, wholesaler. So guys like Jeff, he has an interaction with the dealers, and this is how the food chain works. And I know that Box has been putting some deals out there, and so what Jeff has done, he's made a deal with us to make sure those dealers can express or share in a lot of these deals that we're having, these online deals that we're having. So anyway, Jeff's here. We got some things that Jeff's going to be talking about here in a while. He's got a bunch of this stuff in his shop. And anyway, Jeff, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. You guys can hear me okay, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically I contacted you, Toby, a couple of weeks ago about trying to get a program to kind of benefit the dealers with some discounts to kind of help them through, make a little more extra profit this year and stuff. And you guys understood that the dealers are the recruiters that bring new riders into the sport, and you decided to help out, and I appreciate that. And I think the dealers are going to really like what we have. So some of you guys have seen some of the stuff that, Box is doing, consumer direct, but we decided to do something to help the dealer out. We just had a big sale, but we're going to basically have 1 to 2 products every week this year that is going to be offered exclusively through JD Cycle Supply, that a box product that will be anywhere from 20 to 40% off. So this will give you guys chances to have your own sales. You get a chance to make extra profit on stuff and really push the box brand. So that's kind of what the whole program is about. I know we're going to start off with in the month here of April. We should probably receive our order that I placed today in about a week. Toby, show them the box 3 tire. Those come in 5 sizes, I believe.
Yes, so 26, 29, 24, and 20, so 4 sizes.
No, 21.75 and 20 by 1.9.
Yeah. Right, I'm sorry, there's a 1.9 for the front and 1.75 for the back.
Yes. So we're going to have those tires at a very good price for you guys. You guys will be really happy about the price. And then we're going to, later on, we're going to have some seat posts.
Yeah.
We're also going to have some seat clamps, fixed and quick release, on sale. So these are all things I'll discuss in the future and through emails and stuff with you guys so you guys can see pricing. The tires are 30 PSI, correct, Toby?
The 33 TPIs, yes.
Gum wall tire, right? But it has the traditional box tread on it.
Yes, of course, yes. So
Yes. So these are going to be good for, an affordable tire or repairs or whatever you guys want to use them for. And I think we could move quite a few of those. So
they're really good on the street and in the dirt. That's kind of what we designed them for, right? And then the box 3 is just, the box 2 are a 60 TPI where the box 1s are folding. But these guys right here, like Jeff said, are I think really good for repairs or street riding or just somebody looking for a good deal on a tire that has an excellent tread pattern. So we got a few in stock, so we're not short on that. Jeff's got a bunch of them on the way. So yeah, I think you guys will enjoy these tires. Yeah.
Yep. So if any of you dealers are not familiar with us, JD Cycle Supply, basically jdcyclesupply.com. If you want to get set up with us, you can, and then that way you guys can get these discounts available to you every week.
I don't know if you knew guys or who knew JD Cycles is, but Jeff's been around a long, long time. He's been in the BMX business for a long, long time. And JD Cycles is by far one of the best BMX race and street distributors in the United States. So if you guys don't know who he is, you need to go see him on his Facebook and his website and check out what he does. So he's a big customer of ours. We're really happy to have him around. So make sure you guys remember Jeff. He's been around a long, long time. He knows what he's doing, is my point. So.
A real long time, right? Yep. So I don't know if there's any questions or anything, but yeah, that's pretty much going to be the program this year for us, teaming up with Box and giving you guys some really good deals.
Anybody got questions, Chloe? We didn't say that. I don't know. Everybody wants to know about the athletes, but I don't know. Maybe some shops are online. I don't know. This was kind of impromptu. We decided to do this yesterday, so to have Jeff on here, but
Just a comment. Amen for embracing dealers.
Hey, there you go. Who's a dealer?
Yep. That's the whole plan. It's giving back to the IBDs, supporting you guys. You guys are so important to everybody, and I wish more people like me and Toby would realize that you guys bring the new riders into the sport. We need you guys, so we're fighting for you over here, and hopefully we can do lots of good deals for you guys this year.
Yeah, especially when it comes to maintenance and stuff too on the bikes. I mean, I can't express enough how important it is to have a dealer work on your bike and teach you how to work on your bike. It's so important. And, there's these good dealers out there. They really know what they're doing, and I think it's important that you guys understand that and use these guys for what they're good for, right? So.
Yep.
Anybody else, Chloe?
Scott Wire, get back to work, DeVito.
I'm always at work.
Gemma.
Or home playing, one of the two, sure.
Gemma Tollefson. Hi, Jeff.
Hello. So.
From Blue Bikes Boss. Thanks for thinking of the dealers, guys. We really appreciate it.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Guys, that's awesome.
Yep. That's one of our regular dealers, Blue Bikes over there in Louisiana. Yeah, they support Box products, MCS stuff that we do, and yeah.
Cool. All right. I didn't prompt to it. I expect a lot of comments, but
yeah,
Jeff,
no, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to promote this, and hey, Toby, I appreciate you guys helping us make this program work. And yeah, we're gonna move a lot of product and give the dealer a little bit of extra profit margin this year.
Yeah, one thing Box wants is put a lot of product in the market. We put a lot of effort into developing the Box stuff. It's all unique to us, and to have guys like JD and of course the shops keep that stuff to the consumer is really, really important. So thanks for having Jeff here. Anything else you want to say, Jeff, before we go?
Yep, that's it. Let me get back to work here and start taking these pre-orders on all these box tires.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you soon.
See you, Toby.
See you in Florida.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.